Hello, everyone, and welcome to my documentary, Life and Where It Comes From and Where We End Up. This documentary is going to be a lot of parts because we're not going to be able to cover everything in only one video. It's impossible. And I basically kind of know this. I'm going to touch everything in life and why we are put on this earth. Because a lot of people I know say this to themselves a lot of times. And a lot of times they probably say this in the worst of times instead of the better part of life. At birth, a lot of us as infants, we basically are a cell that our mom is nurturing our body and giving us the nutrition that we need, because that's going to make us be who we're going to be. And fortunately, sometimes things are not all the time turn out the way we think they're going to be, because it's not. That's part of life. Life is a journey. Life is a lesson. Life is a test. And we go through tests every single day, and we try to figure out what's the best way to take the test. But we can't cheat the test, because that's not the blueprint of what our lives is based on. We don't know what our lives is based on. As we go through life, we start figuring it out day by day, and we start seeing equations coming into our lives and what it's all about and what our purpose is and what we believe is the reason why we were put on this earth. Now, I'm going to touch life, and then I'm going to touch death, because unfortunately, a lot of us don't want them to be connected, but they are connected. Some of us die sooner, some of us die later, some of us die in the middle of our lives, but we die. The question is how to keep us here longer and healthier, and how to go about doing it. Is it possible? Is it true? Could it be done? Yes. I've seen it. And I actually looked into things and finding out what our lives are missing. If you ask anybody on this earth, they'll tell you the silent killer is a heart attack. But what leads to a heart attack? What causes it? What brings it on? What brings it to the point where eventually it becomes your demise, your end? The end of all final chapters of your life? Well, it's stress. Stress is the agonist that brings the heart attack into play. Heart attack, especially the heart, it connects to a lot of functionality in our body. It's our engine, our fuel to ingest blood into our bodies, to get organs functioning, to get things working properly. And just like anything else, it doesn't have to be the body. It could be a motor, a car, a mechanism. If it's not oiled right, if it's not taking the right actions and you following through, there's going to be problems on that engine for sure. The problem lies the same way with our bodies. Unfortunately, every day we neglect our bodies because we think it's not a big deal, because symptoms are not acting up. But then when they act up and you get a bump or a wart or swelling, you get worried and you go to the people that you believe have all the answers. And from my journey and looking into things, not everyone has those answers. And even the people that we believe are those professionals, those people that the know-how go-to people, do they have all the answers for us? Do they answer all the questions? Do they give us the proper valuation and things to consume to make us better. From my own experience, the question is no. Just like anyone else, they also read books and journals and take tests of different X-rays and cell growth and white blood counts and red blood counts and plasma and all these things and all of the above. I'm not going to get into the technical aspect of it. I'll get through it more about it, more in depth in parts of this documentary later in time. But I'm just going to give you a quick aspect of the run through, a cover blanket of everything that needs to be covered at this part of this section of this part of this documentary. Stress brings on a lot of problems, and one of them is high blood pressure. And if you ask why we have high blood pressure, a lot of us get high blood pressure from work. A lot of us get high blood pressure from relationships. A lot of us get high blood pressure just from everyday life, connecting with people, taking things more serious than when we shouldn't, relaxing, catching a breath and chilling out and calming ourselves. We don't do that. We just go awry and we just make things go more intense. It's part of our lives. It's part of our DNA. And unfortunately, sometimes we can't help it. But sometimes we need to help it because a lot of these connections bring on a lot of problems. I'm going to touch a lot of things. I'm going to touch about stress. I'm going to touch about hormones. I'm going to touch about white blood cells and tons of other things, other illnesses, viruses, bacteria, fungi, parasites, all the things that you probably believe that you never in a million years would be looking up, talking about, or having someone like me giving you this information or try to giving you this information of things that what's making our lives not go the way we want them to be. The problem is we're not getting a lot of right nutrition. We're not getting the essential minerals that we were getting years ago. Why we're not getting these things? And a lot of you see me in my videos and you see me putting minerals, and I'm telling you, I'm putting minerals in a, green juice where you're saying, why are you doing that? Doesn't it have all the minerals? It does not. Unfortunately, the economy and how life is turning up, it's making a lot of lives for a lot of people very stressful, especially the farmers and the people doing the crops and whatnot. So they can't put all the minerals into the soil because it costs money. I'm not saying they don't put minerals in there, but the soil nowadays does not have all the essential minerals that we need. But like anything else, you have to find out where those essential minerals are and where you can consume them. And one good way of going about it is from salts. And I actually do Himalayan salt. I put it in my eggs. I put it in my salads, dressings that I make. And I'll touch those things too, where how to make your own salads that are going to benefit you beneficially with no fillers, no GMO, using the right oils, and how to prepare something that's your body's going to welcome it, not store it and put it in their body as an entity that they don't know. And usually those are the toxic things that are stored in our body. So just see it as, I'll give you a quick example of your toilet bowl, right? You keep on throwing paper towels in your toilet bowl. Eventually, it's not going to able to take that whole big blob of paper towels, or you girls that you throw your inside the water, and that's not a thing that goes down easy, and everything just goes awry and just makes a mess of your basement. The same thing happens to our bodies. We all think that when we go to the bathroom, it comes out. It doesn't. Some of it is stored in places that it doesn't come out. It just impacts itself. And that brings on a lot of other problems, parasites, candida, fungal infections, Um, this video I'm going to explain is an educational video. So if I say anything that is offensive to anybody, please do not let your children watch this video. If you want to explain these to your children later on after you watch this video, and things here are going to also help them, I'm going to talk about everything and everything that we go through life, the good, the bad, the disturbing, the frustration, and everything you can imagine that we go through life. Women, men, everything. There's not going to be no exceptions, okay? And then if you want to bring this up to your kids, that's all up to you. That's your prerogative. But we all go through different situations in life. Some good, some bad, some just get worse. But on the health aspect of why we get sick every single day, it's because neglect. We neglect our body. We don't see the signs because it's not that we don't see them, we don't know them, and we don't interpret them as them being serious and things that are going to cause more problems if they're not addressed later on in the life cycle. It's like anything else, okay? I'll give you a perfect example with my pets. I always believe in giving them the best food possible. I never skimp on giving them downgraded food because I know that that's going to shorten out their life expectancy, okay? In the U.S. alone, there are more people dying from illnesses and diseases more than other places, even countries that you think are just a hole in the wall. These people are overliving us. And you wonder, why are these people overliving their capacity over us? What are they doing different? Are they taking the fountain of youth? Is there a fountain of youth? Does it exist? Does the fountain of youth exist? And I'm going to say yes. But the thing is, you have to constantly drink the water in the fountain. You can't just drink it when it benefits you, when you think you need it the most. The fountain of youth should be consumed every day. Is it a pill? It's a lot of things. But the question is, you have to find out these things. I know you women, and you're gonna say, wow, how does he know this? Right? Right. If you look at the analogy of a woman, and I'll put women in perspective, okay? A lot of you women, after a certain age, your whole face and your whole looking, the way you looked when you were in your 20s, pretty much changes. And the problem is not most of the time that you're getting older. It's the problem that you're neglecting your body. It's true, because I will touch on a lot of ethnic groups and the Asian culture. The women are later in their ages and they still look better or the way they were before. And why is that? It's because the food they consume, the herbs they ingest, the things that the body needs, okay? It's yin and yang, okay? It's functionality of your organs, letting your organs detoxify themselves every day, not just once in a while. Cleaning out your liver, doing a castor oil pack, and I'll touch more onto that things, and also, or a liver pack, or to get rid of the toxins, or drinking apple cider vinegar and organic lemon juice, staying away from herbicides and pesticides and Roundup and all that other wonderful things that we deal with every day and we ingest. But if you knew that you had the opportunity to remove all these things and the herbs and the supplements that are going to help you extract these things to make your body a clean slate again, wouldn't you do it? Wouldn't you want to know what that magical bullet is? A lot of people don't know that magical bullet, but try to find that magical bullet, but are just going by what they tell you is the magical bullet, and it's not. I started seeing things the way they are. I look at the glass half empty before I see it half full. I want to fill up my own glass. I don't need anybody to fill it up for me. The analogy is everything is out there. We just have to do our homework and find it. All right, this is going to be part one finishing of this documentary. I will continue on with part two. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll leave a description on the bottom. Mini Venom Live Show. I'm also going to start telling people because a lot of sponsors are getting into contact with me what supplements I use, what supplements you should look into, men and women. I'm going to touch bases on men that have low libido, get more in depth in it. Women that are not same perspective as a man, different but in the same category. What to do about it, how to get things going back to normal, and don't just say that it's you're getting older. You should be getting older and wiser. So I'll see you in part two. Thank you for listening in, and talk to you later.